Yeah, and the crowd goes wild. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You are on to the stadium. Your 101.1 million capacity stadium, big enough to cover every sport that is under the surface of the sun. We're talking about boxing. We're talking about judo. We're talking about tennis. We're talking about football, American football. You name it, we do it. We even go down to Dembe, what? Ludo. If it's a sport and it's under the surface of the sun, you know that's what we cover. And of course, my name still remains Bucci. And of course, I am your favorite and lovable sidekick. Of course, some people call me a boy wonder, but right now, I'm here for you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And like Liverpool, I do not walk alone because I walk with you out there. You out there, I am here for you, especially on this platform. So if you're out there, of course, we're going to open up the phone lines for you to call in, give your own thoughts about some of the stories that are trending in and around the world of sports. Of course, we're going to get into a few things. We're going to, of course, talk about preparations for the World Cup. The Super Eagles right now in Austria preparing for their friendly against the Czech Republic before they actually kick off. The World Cup is less than a week away. No, about a week. Let's say about a week away, because but let's, in fact, to get more technical, it's about 12 to, no, less than 12 days. You know how long it is. Yes, the World Cup is kicking off on the 14th of June. If you do the math, we have less than a week. A lot of people commenting about the performance of the Super Eagles, especially from the match against the Three Lions, which happened on Saturday, of course. A lot of views and comments about it, a lot of suggestions and a lot of changes, a lot of in fact, a lot of anger from some people, some camps, angry with the Super Eagles performance. Of course, Eagles coming out to say, of course, World Cup is coming up. They're trying to reserve and conserve their strength and also not to sustain any kind of knocks or injuries so that whatever plan that has been constituted by, of course, the coach himself will be executed on the field of play. Of course, our own Mikel Obi has promised us the trophy is coming home. Do you think, watching that match, that we have a chance? Do you think, there's chance. Football is a game of chance. Of course, you come prepared, but sometimes it just comes down to the luck of the day. Do you think we have what it takes? Do you think our players are mentally ready and mentally fit? Of course, that's going to be the open-ended question for you to call in, share your thoughts, give your views, observations on the match, and of course, what do you think? If you were General Raw right now, if you were the general manager of the Super Eagles, the coach and the coaching staff, what do you think is our greatest strength and our weaknesses? What do you think? Is it the midfield? Is it the attack? Is it the defense? Is it our goalkeeping department? What do you feel? Who do you think needs to pull their weight? Of course, the 23-man squad has been named. Everybody who's been listed on that list, there is no going back right now. Whoever was invited has been sent home. Whoever was injured has been replaced. And this is the squad that we are taking to the World Cup. Now, with the game against Czech Republic coming up, what do you think should be the primary focus of the coaching staff? What do you think is the key? What do you think we need to work on? And do you think, especially watching other teams play, Argentina played their match the other day against Croatia. We saw Argentina play. We've seen Croatia play, and of course we've seen the Nordic men, the men from Iceland, also play. Watching those games and comparing them to our team, do you think that we're just going there to the World Cup to actually show off our beautiful, fancy jerseys, which, of course, sold out in less than 2 hours? 3 million jerseys selling out in 2 hours. And we're talking about jerseys that cost up to, comparing the exchange rate, about 30,000 naira, selling out in less than 2 hours. Are we just going off to show off? Are we going to go there to win the best dressed? Are we actually going to win the World Cup? Of course, you can call in, share your views, your thoughts, and your comments. But of course, not just football. We have other news coming out. Of course, we're talking about transfer news, some transfer rumors coming up. Of course, Floyd, Money, Mayweather, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. These three names. What do these three names all have in common? We're going to tell you about that. Also, these three names also breaking some records of their own. We're still going to talk about that. Of course, the Liverpool goalkeeper. Woe is me. A lot of stories coming out about him, and we're going to give you a quick update on, of course, it's been reported that he actually had a concussion about 5 days ahead of the match. I don't know whether that is the cause or maybe that's a publicity stunt to say that was the cause for his absolute blunder at the UEFA Cup finals. Of course, Tyson Fury, the boxer, still back in the news, and we're going to get some info from his trainer who has whipped him into incredible shape. If you go online, you can actually see what Tyson Fury was a few months ago to now. The man looks like he's back in fighting form, and he's still also making a lot of noise. And, of course, I think the most, I won't say, let me say the least not so celebrated. I'm not going to use the word hated. Hated is a strong word. But let's say the not so celebrated player of this of recent times, Sergio Ramos himself. Of course, that name just rings a lot of bells and breaks a lot of hearts in the Egyptian camp, of course, and Africans around the world, and of course Liverpool fans. Sergio Ramos actually coming back, actually coming out with his own statement as to the account of things. We're going to give you that. And the French Open, of course, a lot of action and drama coming out from the Roland Garros right now. Of course, we're going to give you a quick update on that. So, of course, your dial is locked here. You're set. You're sitting back. You're relaxed. You're heading home. You're home already, having been going through a long day at work, whether it's whatever it is, and now we're about to take you on a whirlwind trip round the world of sports. So sit back, relax, and of course, you can join the conversation live here. You can check out all our programs like we do here on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. We stream all our programs live. We do that. Yes, that's right. We do that. We stream all our programs live. So you can actually go to your social media pages, go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, you name it, we're on it. Just type in Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, leave your views, your comments, your suggestions on our page. And of course, without feedback from you, there is no us. Of course, you can also listen to us anywhere on the surface of the earth. That's right. Anywhere you are, whether from Calcutta to Cancun, whether from Australia down to the Pacific North, even in fact in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you can actually hear us. Just download our app, go to the Google Play Store or the iOS app. Just download the Human Rights Radio app, and of course, join the conversation, join the family, because here at Human Rights Radio, we go above and beyond to redefine broadcasting. That's what we do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all you sports fans out there, it's time to get this show on the road. Yes, Floyd Money Mayweather making more records. In fact, making more money. In fact, I think making so much money last year with the fight of the century. That was what was tagged as the fight of the century, the biggest boxing match of the century between himself and Conor McGregor. Now making more records. The Forbes list of top 100 earning athletes has been released, and Floyd Money Mayweather has regained his title at the top and is being classified as the highest earning athlete of the given year. That's the given year between July of 2017 to, of course, I think right now as of present. That's when the Forbes list actually comes out. And Floyd Money Mayweather has actually regained the top spot. Now, the U.S. boxer has topped the ranking of the top 100 earning athletes. He earned in fact, if you're sitting down, please sit down. If you're holding a cup, just put down your cup. He earned, and I quote, he earned $275 million. That is 205 pounds, all in one night, in about the span, because the match didn't go the distance, didn't last all that long. I think it was about 36 to 38 minutes. He earned this amount. Of course, he earned this for his boxing match in August of last year against the UFC star Conor McGregor, who, of course, funny enough, is ranked as number 4 on this Forbes list, according to the U.S. Business Magazine list. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo, who was top last year, and also the year before that, for the last 2 years, he's been on the top of the list. He dropped down to 3rd. And Lionel Messi, who, of course, his long-running rival in football, edged him out and took the 2nd place. Now, it is important to note in this thing, the reason why I'm bringing up the story is because from the top, as in there are 100, this is the top 100 athletes, and there are no women on the list after, of course, the previous and sole entry on last year's list in the person of Serena Williams was dropped out because, of course, she has dropped form, dropped ranking, dropped out to have her child, and is just trying to get back on her feet and back into the game. Now, the top 100 earners, all of them, the top 100 athletes in total earned a staggering $3.8 billion, and that's up by 23% from last year, according to the magazine. Now, of course, F1 driver Lewis Hamilton is on the top. He's on the top of that. He's also on that list. He's the top British driver, and I think he comes in at about number 12 with about an estimated value of about $51 million. Now, Mayweather, of course, who's like I said, one of his nicknames is Money. Ironic. Of course, he saw his sports earnings add, of course, by about $10 million, and this is all due from endorsement. Now, boxing's biggest night of 2017 helped Mayweather and McGregor earn nearly about $400 million combined. That's both of them combined. But also, there are other athletes that made the list, and it turns out that NBA basketball players made a big amount, made a huge leap, and also added up. They came up about a good portion of the list is also made up of basketball players, and this is because of the TV revenue license that was signed. This, I think, was late last year, this year, which triggered about 24 billion, of course, in TV endorsements and contracts. Now, of course, the Forbes list is top earning. It is the Forbes list. This is the top earning 100 athletes. Of course, according to the editor of the magazine. He came out and said, and I quote, Forbes' list of top earning athletes have always been testosterone heavy for a very long time, but there has always been at least one female athlete and as many as 3 who qualify since the list was expanded from 50 names in 2010 to now the 100 names that we're seeing. Unfortunately, this year is just not one of them for female athletes, which begs the question, why is it that we cannot obtain or we cannot get equal pay when it comes to the sporting avenue, the sporting arena? Female athletes are just as dedicated, have trained just as hard as male athletes. Why is it that we can't have a situation or a world where we have female athletes who earn just as much as their male counterparts? I mean, a lot can be said about sports and the popularity, TV deals, endorsements, and things like that. But I feel we should, especially in this woke generation, in this woke time, we should be in a situation or at a level where female athletes should be earning just as much. They give just as much, they show as much dedication, they put in as much hard work, time, and training just as their male counterparts, and should be entitled to earn just as much. I mean, this pay divide is something that really needs to go and be checked. I know it comes down to a lot of other factors, but still, we should support our ladies in sports. They bring us as much accolades, they bring in as much excitement, and they are just as dedicated and passionate. You know, they say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. But then, where the man is rewarded, a woman also should be rewarded equal pay in the workplace, also on the field of play in sports. Now, the top 10 list goes as this. Let me just give a top 10 of the 100 top earning athletes. Floyd Money Mayweather, boxing, at number 1 with an estimated sum of $285 million. Lionel Messi comes in second with football at an estimated sum of $111 million. Cristiano Ronaldo comes in third, footballer, $108 million. Conor McGregor, mixed martial arts, come in at fourth with $99 million. Neymar, football, coming in fifth with $90 million. LeBron James, basketball, sixth with $85 million. Roger Federer, tennis, comes in seventh with $77 $60.2 million. Stephen Curry, basketball, comes in with about $76.9 million. Matt Ryan, American football, comes in with $67.3 million. And rounding off the top 10 is Matthew Stafford, American football player, with $59.5 million. You can actually go online and check and see the full list out there and find out whether your favorite sporting athlete actually qualified or made the list. Now, of course, this is still Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, and this is The Stadium. And of course, I am your host for the evening. My name is Bucci, and you can call me your favorite and lovable sidekick. Now, Liverpool. Loris Karius, Liverpool keeper, has been referred, of course, for more testing by his club. For the concussions that apparently he sustained on the field of play 5 days before. Now, Liverpool goalkeeper Lloris was referred to medical center medical center in Boston to meet up with experts after contracting the club. After, of course, what was stated that he had a concussion. He's gone out for further testing. Now, the 24-year-old German visited the Massachusetts General Hospital and was diagnosed with a concussion 5 days after the Champions League final. Now, Karius made efforts for the first and the third goals that he conceded. That was with their 3-1 defeat at the hands of Real Madrid on the 26th of May. But according to his doctors, he said that it was possible that the injury would have affected his performance. Now, shortly before his mistakes for Real Madrid's opening goal, Karius collided with Spanish defender Spanish defender Sergio Ramos. But every time you hear that name, you always hear Liverpool fans, even Egyptian fans, everybody hisses at the name of Sergio Ramos. But, of course, in a statement released by the player's permission, doctors did not say that if the incident was the cause of the concussion. Now, Karius appeared to show no signs of the injury, but did not request for any treatment during the game in Kiev and Ukraine. Now, the collision occurred early in the second half. Minutes later, the German threw a ball into the path of Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema, who struck out with his leg and scored. Now, Real's third goal came when Karius let a long-range shot from forward Gareth Bale slipped through his hands. Now, his doctor, in the person of Dr. Zanfort, I don't know if I got that pronunciation right. His doctor, in person of Dr. Zanfort, who is the leading expert of head injuries in the NFL, said Karius' assessment involved reviewing the game film and physical examination and, of course, objective metrics. He added that it was likely that visual spatial dysfunction, which hampers a person's ability to process visual information about where objects are in space, would have occurred immediately after the event that caused the concussion. For me personally, it just feels like, yes, it's unfortunate with the concussion. He didn't report it, but this was 5 days before the match that said concussion, and then the collision with Ramos. It just seems like a lot of excuses are coming up. You had a bad game. It's unfortunate. Many people have had it worse at finals, missing out on penalties. I remember South Africa when South African World Cup when Ghanaian player Gang missed that penalty against Uruguay. That penalty would have sealed Ghana's fate towards going towards the final. I remember when he missed that. It was a big thing. He didn't die. He didn't move on. You just move on. It's one of those things. I think we're being a little too hard on Karius. He made a mistake. He's a young man. He made a mistake. And, of course, there's still a lot of time for him to remedy said mistake. What do you think? Do you think it's this concussion or this brain lapse that caused his mistake, or do you just feel it's just one of those things, especially when it comes to the game? Speaking of football, Liverpool, and of course the man himself, Sergio Ramos coming out actually alleging that or saying, he came out to say that Mohamed Salah's arm grab led to his shoulder injury, had nothing to do with him. Now, Real Madrid defender Sergio Ramos says that the initial arm grab by Mohamed Salah led to the Liverpool forward's injury at the Champions League final. You could go online, you can see that. You can actually see Salah actually holding on to Ramos's arm, but then it just led to a judo style. When they went down, it just seemed like a judo style takedown. I mean, last week we reported that the Judo Federation, the World Judo Federation, said that Ramos's tackle or takedown on Salah was an illegal judo move, and this was bolstering to the point of punish Ramos. The online movement that gained more than 300,000 petitions that Sergio Ramos himself should be punished. Now, Salah, 25, left the field in tears with his shoulder injury and has since had surgery on the problem. But of course, Spaniard Ramos who also collided, like we reported, with Liverpool goalkeeper Loris Karius, who suffered a concussion in the 3-1 defeat at Kiev. Now, let me quote Ramos in this, and I don't know how Real Madrid fans are going to take this, or Liverpool fans, but let me just use his words. He said, "I am only, in fact, with all the accusations that are being leveled on me, I am only missing Roberto Firmino." And he's saying that, in fact, I'm only missing Roberto Firmino coming out to say that he got a cold because a drop of my sweat landed on him. Ramos also claimed that Salah could have played on to the match if he had just gotten an injection for the second half. Now, injection, what it is exactly is an injection of steroid in the injured place to help ease the discomfort that he felt. Salah, of course, landed heavily on his shoulder midway through the first half against Real Madrid, and despite the injury, he has been selected for Egypt's upcoming World Cup campaign at Russia. Now, many Liverpool fans and, of course, Egyptian fans blame Ramos for the clash, which went unpunished by the referee, saying that he inflicted a judo-style move on his opponent, and a petition, of course, was raised by, of course, like we said. Now, and, of course, let's not also forget that an Egyptian lawyer also filed a lawsuit worth £847 million against Ramos for the physical and psychological harm caused to the people of Egypt. I'm sorry for laughing. It seems a little ridiculous to me. This is football. It's a contact sport. These things happen. I don't think it was intentional for Ramos to actually do that. But what do you think? Let me open up the lines to you out there. The number to call still remains 081 8999 1011. I'll take it again. 081 8999 1011. Are you an Egyptian who is part of this lawsuit that has been filed of £874 million against Ramos for the physical and psychological harm caused by his judo-style tackle? I mean, what do you think? Do you think Ramos actually deserves to be punished, or do you think things are just being blown out of proportions? Of course, this is football. A lot of passionate fans out there. What do you think? The line is open to you. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, my brother. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, my name is Michael. I'm calling you from Apple Bridge right now.
Michael from Apple Bridge. Talk to me, my brother. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I mean, this is pathetic. Why it's football? We have seen a lot of incidents like this in football.
Yes.
It's not a new thing. And I'm making this Mohamed Salah and Ramos thing seems to be as if it was a premeditated
yes
incident. Yes, I don't think it was.
I don't think so.
Yes, first of all, Salah's hand was already into Sergio Ramos' hand.
Exactly.
And in that situation, even if I was a defender, I cannot allow Mo Salah to just beat me like that. That's so. I have to stop him.
Yes.
So it's common thing. It happened. We have seen during the days of Jamstam in Manchester United and in the Dutch national team. We have seen all those kind of things. We have seen Gattuso tackle on Ronaldo in 2008.
Exactly.
2007 when Milan played Manchester United. He frustrated Ronaldo at the point. Ronaldo was afraid of holding the ball.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Have a fantastic evening. Yes, the number to call still remains 080 081 8999 1011. 081 I think like the last caller said, I think fans are drawing this out. They're blowing things out of proportion. I remember back in the 70s, I think Germany World Cup, I think it was Beckenbauer, who actually fell on his shoulder. He broke his collarbone and still played the match. He taped up his hand and played the match. Football is a contact sport. It's not something that was deliberate, or sometimes it happens. But what do you think? Hello, good evening. It looks like we lost that call. What do you think? What are your opinions? Of course, the dial is still open. This is still Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM. And of course, this is The Stadium. And my name is Buchi. Yes, breaking news coming out from the French Open. That's Roland Garros, the French Open. Dominic Thiem beats the injured Alexander Zverev to make the semi-finals. Yes, Austrian 7th seed Dominic Thiem reached the French Open semi-finals for a third successive year with a straight set win over an injured Alexander Zverev. Now, Thiem, he's 24 years old, he won in 3 sets. That's the 3-stage sets at 6-4, 6-2, 6-1 against the German second seed. Now, Zverev, who's 21, struggled with a hamstring injury from midway through the second set, needing treatment and heavy strapping before continuing. But he cut a full-long figure as Thiem triumphed in 1 hour 50 minutes. Now, Thiem will either go up against the 12-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic or Italy's Marco Cecchintino for the last round of 4. Congratulations to Thiem. Hard luck to Zverev, whose injury, of course, it also comes on the heels of yesterday. Serena Williams herself buying out to injury. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Which is your friend, Samira Yarima Zango.
Yes, Samira, welcome to the program.
Yes, I'm enjoying this. I'm not interested in football, but because of you, man, I think you're on the field.
Thank you so much, Samira.
Have you seen any of the coaches? So let's talk about it.
You want to see some of the coaches? What kind of coaches? Football coaches? Tennis coaches?
Maybe you could have seen the coaches, all those coaches. You know too much about football.
Well, I try, Samira. I try.
Yeah, nice one.
Thank you so much, Samira.
So I'll start listening to football now because of you.
Oh, thank you so much, Samira. Thank you so much.
Well done. Work.
All right. Have a fantastic evening, okay?
Okay, you too.
Yes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is The Stadium, Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. Thank you so much, Samira, for calling in with your support. Really appreciate it. The number still remains 081-8999-1011. We're going to take a very short break, of course, to enable our Muslim brothers to, of course, break their fast and also pray for the nation, pray for Nigeria, who's going up against the Czech Republic, and, of course, pray for the betterment of our country. So, without further ado, we're going to take a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very quickly, of course, to round up this program, and I'll see you soon on the other side.
Sunana Aminu Ibrahim, tsohon dan kwallon hannu na Najeriya. Ku ci gaba da sauraron gidan rediyon Human Rights 101.1 Muhallin Barkate.
Allahu Akbar.